In the annals of history, an epoch was marked by the fall of the venerable republic and the rise of the formidable empire, whose insatiable hunger for dominion knew no bounds. Among the countless worlds caught in the imperial grasp, one world stood as a poignant example of the empire's unyielding demand: Mimban, a swamp jungle planet rich with untapped resources and mystery. Under the iron directive of Grand Moff Tarkin, Bin Isada, the Moff of the Circumpolar sector, carried out orders with unflinching obedience. The decree was clear: Mimban's resources were to be stripped without regard for cost. What once were thriving mining towns, small and peaceful, now were transformed into sprawling industrial monoliths, towering over the land like cold, heartless sentinels. The water, once pure, now tainted, corrosive. Streams that had nurtured life, now ignited into flames. Underground cities, crushed. All remnants of civilization, now buried beneath the relentless march of the Imperial machine. Yet the Empire's conquest was not purely material. They were cunning. They sowed discord, playing factions against one another in a desperate attempt to distract from the world's slow demise. But not all Mimban's inhabitants would bow so easily. Out of the four intelligent species, the Mimban united into militias, taking arms against the Empire, for freedom, for survival. Among them were the Pojama, Mimbanese militia, proud and defiant. They refused to let the Empire's grip tighten without a fight. General Cosento, a name etched in the annals of Mimbanese history, rallied his people on the Isle of Lamb Key in defense of their ancient temple. 900 warriors stood alongside their general, prepared to face the might of the Empire. They would face Commander Raoul Pormex, a veteran of the Clone Wars, aboard the Punisher, a Class 1 Victory Star Destroyer. Pormex, with cold precision, ordered the Punisher to unleash hellfire. The first volley of turbo laser batteries shattered the swamp head. The second, 80 assault concussion missiles, reduced it to nothing but scorched earth and twisted metal. The Mimbanese, entrenched, shattered, the survivors, bloodied and broken, retreated to their secondary positions. Then came the Imperial landing craft, 3 descending from the skies, shielded by 6 V-wing starfighters, strafing any Mimbanese they could see. 225 Imperial clone troopers landed, climbing the swamp head with brutal efficiency. Hours passed as both sides fought tooth and nail. V-wing fighters strafed the Mimbanese lines relentlessly, and as their strength waned, 225 fresh Imperial clone troopers landed once more. Yet amidst this chaos, General Cosento stood firm, a beacon of hope amidst the storm of war. Blood soaked the ground. Sacrifice became their battle hymn. But even the courage and hope could not withstand the relentless tide. Overwhelmed, Cosento ordered a retreat into the jungle, deeper and deeper towards the temple's sanctuary. Commander Pormex fortified his troops, now exhausted, with another 100 fresh clones and 8 ATX walkers. Their metal feet thundered through the swamp as an unforgiving storm swept across the island. The storm cut off the Punisher's support. The Mimbanese, exhausted, battered, yet unbowed, found a sliver of hope. The swamp became their ally. Primitive traps in dark waters claiming many Imperial lives. The cries of the fallen comrades echoed through the trees. But the ATXT walkers cut through the fog, their floodlights illuminating the jungle depths. When the Imperials finally emerged from the jungle, the Mimbanese launched their counteroffensive. But it was no match for the relentless might of the Imperial walkers. Their valiant line crumbled in less than an hour. With the temple now lost, General Cosento knew the truth. They had to flee. The last retreat was ordered. They crossed to the far side of the island, pursued relentlessly by the Empire. But the swamp itself was a new danger. Mimban swamp lizards. drawn by the blood of the wounded, began to feast. Cries echoed through the murk as the remaining Mimbanese were torn apart. As the storm cleared, Imperial forces, now regrouped, contacted the Punisher. Commander Pormix deployed the Acclamator Hammer to outflank the last of the Mimbanese. There would be no escape. Of the original 380 Mimbanese that entered the swamp, only 98 emerged, wounded, exhausted, broken. They reached their evacuation transports, only to find smoldering ruins. The Imperials were waiting. General Casento, once a proud leader, now a prisoner, and his warriors were taken into custody. Their chains were the Empire's final insult. The final order came from Commander Pormix. The temple, a beacon of hope and ancient wisdom, was to be reduced to rubble under a final turbolaser barrage. With the temple obliterated, the spirit of resistance was shattered. Casento, now a shadow of the leader he once was, and his men were sent to Imperial work prisons, their fate uncertain. The temple's ruins were to be cleared away, to make way for another Imperial mining operation. Thus, Mimban's story ended as a somber reminder of the price of defiance. The story of a people who resisted, even in the face of impossible odds. A poignant chapter in the eternal struggle for freedom across the galaxy.